Hi, this is Nancy Reynolds, Stampin' with Nutsy, and I just wanted to welcome you to the Global Share Fair. And I am just going to switch over. This is what we are making. We're going to make 3 cards with a little bit less than half a sheet of designer series paper. This is the Perfectly Pears Painterly Pears suite, and the designer series paper is called. What is it called? Painterly Pears Designer Series paper. Isn't that fun and easy? These are the 3 cards I made. This is the piece that was left over when I cut it 5 1/4, top and bottom, and this was left over. So I will use this another time for something else. But then I decided that I wanted an extra mat on it. And so I cut it down just a little bit more. So we'll have a few little strips left. So let me get started. We have 2 very simple cards from the corners. And when I got to the center, it just seemed like there was too much white. And so I wanted to dress this one up a little bit more. So let's get started. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. I do love my trimmer. It's one of my favorite things. So instead of 4 inches, I'm going to cut this at 3.75 inches. And we're going to take a little bit off the length also. But let's do this side. 3.75 inches. And this one will be 3 3.75 inches. And of course, we have a PDF for you, which we are so happy to have for you. 5 inches in length. Be sure you ask the demonstrator who invited you here to the group. Now for this one, I'm going to take, where do I want to take that 1/4 inch off of? I think I'm going to take it off the bottom. I'll keep that little strip because it's cute. And I will also take this one off the bottom. Shirley Merker also came on and she was telling you all about the sale on the 2-tone cardstock, which is a great sale. 2-tone cardstock is a lighter weight than our regular cardstock, and so it would make great layers. So here we are. There are 3 cards. I've already cut 3 card bases in cloud cover. And I have 3 mats. I am going to go ahead and put the mats on. I actually have them also for the inside, and so I'm going to put those on also. So I'm going to put all 6 of these mats on. And it won't take long to do that. That is one thing I love about paper like this. It is so pretty, and yet it's so easy to make cards that are lovely. And if you wanted to give a set of cards, this would be perfect. Okay. I'm off a little bit, I think. And if you have this lined up on 3 sides, the 4th side is going to be correct because it's cut that way. I'm actually going to look at the long side and the 2 short sides. So the left side and the top and bottom. There we are. I'll put this one on. And I'm just using my Seal Plus, which takes no pressure at all to have it work. As a matter of fact, if you put pressure on it, as I did when I first got it, you will not be happy with the results. I'm not going to tell you how many of them I threw away because I got so frustrated with them. But I have learned to love it. It's very easy to use. And as I said, it's got this very nice, smooth and easy way to use it without pressure. Let's see. That looks about right. And so we're going to pop in and put the inside mat on. I think this designer series paper is absolutely gorgeous. And if I have enough time, I'll show you the rest of the pieces. I gave you a sneak peek earlier so you could see the ones that the designer series paper I'm using, but there are also some other beautiful papers in here. So if you look at the back of this one, that's not my favorite in the designer series set, but it might be your favorite. We are all different, and we all have different colors. I have become a big fan of Cloud Cover and Secret Sea combination. I also want to show you how to stamp with Stamp Set because it's a two-step stamp. And we'll do that on the envelope. Because I'm a big fan of a pretty outside, a pretty inside, and a pretty envelope. It's a whole package deal. Okay, those are ready. I'm going to take these two because these are the two ends, and I'm going to stamp with Secret Sea ink. Oh, mine didn't want to pop open today. It popped open last night. Oh my goodness. That hinge is just a little bit tight yet. It shouldn't be because I've been using it a lot. And so I'm just going to stamp "A good friend is a gift." I'm going to try to do it right side up. Now, depending on your preference, you could stamp like I did, or you could do it this way. And oh no, you couldn't do it that way because the pears need to be right and going the right direction. Okay. All right, here we are. This one has a nice space right down here. I'm just kind of lining that up on the grid, and I'm not standing over it, so let's hope it's straight. That looks good. And now we have another one. The grids on the glass mat or on your paper are very, very handy. So there we are. There's our second. And our third is going on a piece of basic white for our center. Let's just put that over there for right now. And that is all the stamping I am doing. I know, hard to believe. Until we get to the envelope anyway. These are just going to go right onto our base. And then we'll decorate them, we'll embellish them. I wanted to spend, so you see how quickly these cards are, how quickly it goes. I am going to use dimensionals on the pears And I am going to tell you that I had just making sure it's opening the correct direction. You ever done that? Put yours on backwards? I have. And it's not much fun. This one is also going to go on flat. So let's go ahead and put it on. So that we have fewer pieces hanging out. This, for the middle card, I'm going to use this die cut just a basic white. Here are my dies that I'm using. Put those there. I'm going to use a large pear and a leaf for the two side pieces. And let's see. I don't see another leaf. This one's going on. Oh, here it is. And the little flowers are going on to the center card. Here's our pear. Pear and a leaf. I need one more pear and leaf, and the good news is I did cut those out of the designer series paper. I don't know if we'd call it a leaf or a stem. I know they're in here. There's one, right there. I'm not sure what kind of pears these are, but they look a little unripe to me. This one looks ripe. I'm just going to grab some glue dots and attach the stems. With the leaf. I don't know, on my pear tree, my stem is not straight. And the leaves are a little askew. I'm not going to put that on yet because I wanted to, oh, look. There's the other one. It was just hiding. Okay, here we go. And we will put, oh, you probably heard some noise, some music. That's my clock. It goes off every hour. It opens up and it's got a little mechanism that goes around and then it closes back up. So, as I was playing, I took the ribbon and I made a bow. It's a little thick. I wasn't really happy with it. So the next card, I put just a knot. And the card I was the happiest with was I took a couple pieces and just put them underneath. Kind of crossed them over. And that's what I liked the best. So that's what I'm doing today. So I'm going to get my ribbon scissors. And we will make a couple of these. I can always trim them smaller if I need to. So on one side it's really gold with the mossy meadow trim, and on the other side you can see the gold woven with the mossy meadow. So I'm wanting the gold side up because I like that. And I'm just going to take, so if I put these right about here, this is going here, that'll look great. That's a good place for them. So let's do one. And then number 2. And again, we can trim them. The same here, I want this down, probably in here. Having the gold side. 1 and 2. The pear is going to hide. So this pear is going here, and this pear is going to go here. Well, not quite there. I think this pear needs to have its stem down just a little further. It just has a little stem. There, now it will fit just fine. I can still see a little bit of the secret C leaves through it. And let's grab the dimensionals. And I put 2 of those on. When I think about it, I think I'm going to grab a little one. I always have trouble picking these up. So I like my take your pick tool. I'm going to put one on the leaf, one on each leaf. Then we'll take off those backings. So that I can stick to them. Dimensionals are nice and sticky. You've probably noticed that. Let's just put this right in here. While I'm thinking about it, I didn't write a sentiment on the white, basic white for the inside, because sometimes I want to write a lot. Sometimes if I don't want to write a little, I can grab a stamp and stamp something when I know who it's going to. But let's take one of our pear bunches and just put it down in the corner. We'll finish up this other edge piece and then we will work on the center one. Okay. I'm actually going to use an extra one, dimensional on this. I didn't stop and think that it's nice to have well, I had that right in my hand, right? Oh, there it is, it's upside down. That's why I couldn't see it. It's nice to have a dimensional hold down the stem also. So let's grab 2 little ones. The mini dimensionals come in handy. It's a little warm here in the Pacific Northwest, but the weather is pretty good. It was lovely today, actually. Sunshine. We really didn't have a breeze, or much of one. I hear it's going to blow a storm in tonight, so that tomorrow will be cooler, and then it's going to get warm again. So that's going to be okay. Here we go. We'll put this on our basic white piece. See how quickly this goes? We've almost got 2 cards done. Now, Wink of Stella. I just thought it'd be nice to have a little bit of Wink of Stella on the pears, just to give them a little definition. And I thought the flowers needed Wink of Stella also. And I'm not worrying about the pears having definition that are on the printed paper. So here we go, a little Wink of Stella on our pears. And our flowers. Sometimes I think this would be easier if I would do this before I glue down the focal point. But I never seem to remember that one. I hope you're enjoying the Global Share Fair today, or the day this actually airs. I don't know if that catches it all on the camera, but there's a nice little sparkle on the card in person. The only thing these two cards are still needing are the dots. These are the low profile sparkle dots, which are really nice to have. And I am using the green ones. Just kind of around the words to emphasize them. Well, it's not wanting to be cooperative. And then little dots on this one. Fine. I'll do it this way then. And I do like the little ones, but maybe on the other one we'll use the larger dots. They were right when they said these are low profile. All right, 2 cards done. I'm gonna move these out of the way, move those there. 1 to go. I did the inside exactly the same. I just took my basic white, put it down. I did take a little small. There we are. Before we close it up, we'll just Wink of Stella up those little pears a little bit. I am going to use a smaller one also on the front. It's just there's going to be so much going on. I don't think we want to do too much here. There it is. So what I did was I took these two and I just put them kind of like this. Although I think I'm going to separate them a little bit. Oops. There. Make sure you get the right side. It helps. And I am just, since I'm going to do a lot on this, I can just put some adhesive on it. Actually, I think I'm going to turn this in the other direction. I will be right back. I need to dust with my cinnamon, and I need to grab a piece of Secret Seed, just a little tiny one, so I can do the backing for that, the cinnamon. Okay, I will be right back. Shouldn't take me but a moment. Had just a little trouble lining that up. These over. I have the best removable tape. It's Scotch removable tape, and it's just nice. So this is just going to go right on here in the middle. And I tend to like building my focal piece off the paper if I can. And then putting it on. Probably doesn't matter if the ends are as well lined up as they should be. Let's see, it's not quite straight. Because we're going to put flowers on this. Speaking of flowers, let's link of still of the flowers before I forget. And I will do these after I get them on. And I am just going to use my glue dot. So I think I want this one to go here. Oh, maybe I wanted this one to go up there. And this to go here. Yes, that's better. So a glue dot in the corner here for these. And a glue dot in the corner for this one. But you see what I mean? This just looked like too much open space, even with just a little sentiment in it. It just didn't feel quite right about that. And then we will take our dimensionals to raise this. And next will be ribbon and our little bunch of pears. Here we are. And we'll sparkle up our flowers. And again, this is cut out of the Designer Series paper. I spent some time the other night cutting up an entire sheet of Designer Series paper using the dies to do flowers, the small bunches of pears, and the large pears. It's so nice. All right, we'll put dimensionals on our bunch, set it aside, and we need 2 pieces of ribbon, just probably a little bit smaller than the other ones were. But if it's too long, we can always cut them. Okay. And we'll put our pear bunch on. I don't know, I don't think they need to be straight. I do think the ribbon is a little bit long for the small bunch of pears. So I'm going to take a little bit off. So there we are. We need Wink of Stella for our pears. And we need our dots. And I think I'm going to use the larger ones on this. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Look at that. We have made 3 cards together. Now, isn't that cool? In just a few minutes, we have 3 cards. I've got the 3 from the other day, a nice set of cards to give to a friend as a gift, or to send out individually to friends. I just love doing this when I get this pretty paper that's a whole sheet all the way around. I'm only going to stamp 1. I'll finish the others later. But I'm going to stamp 1 for now on my very colorful paper so I can show you what I did. I took my Darling Duckling, yes, I kept wanting to say daffodil something, but that's not right. Darling Duckling, one of our new inks, and I just stamped my pear full strength for the outline. Took my Darling Duckling and I inked it up and I stamped it off once. And then I lined it up. Could use a teeny bit more light. You can see it through this if you're standing straight up. I was a little bit off, but that's okay. And then I did the same with the stem. There's a little indent right here, and I thought that's, oh, I didn't use Darling Duckling for that. Silly me. I used Old Olive. And because I really don't want to put the Darling Duckling into the Old Olive, I'll just do a really quick clean off. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So that goes right in here. And it's the same technique to stamp off the inside. My Old Olive is just a little bit juicy. And there we are. We have a pretty envelope, but I'm not going to take your time to do the rest. I've gone over just a hair, 34 minutes, instead of half an hour, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give these a try. If you haven't ordered the Painterly Pears, I highly recommend them because it's so beautiful. I won't show you the paper, but it's an online exclusive and you can get it through your demonstrator. So be sure also, going back to that PDF, ask your demonstrator for the PDF. We're not just sending them out. So I think that's it. Until I see you again, happy crafting and enjoy all the rest of the presentations. I know they're all wonderful.